Can you wrap up soon?
All right, we're live. I should play just the two of us. I think it's kind of funny. People know. Yeah, so we're out here. We're just out here. We're doing things. I got what I put. Captain America OA bonkersness. We can talk about that. I kind of talked about it on Mr. McClay's podcast a little bit on Saturday night. So that was cool. But we can talk about a little bit more in depth here. I got some casting stuff, speculations, a confirmation, a speculation. Kind of made our podcast very, or I made our Instagram post a little wild. So I won't get into that details, but let's get through it and let's play the Let's go through the chat real quick. What up, Louie? GT Keys, always in the chat doing it up. Boy, Ronnie. Good people. He must be on the wrong channel. News. Let's get this going. Hopefully this is the right one. Okay. And I didn't even show Z the news this week, so.
No, we're going off the cuff, so this will be good. It's Thanksgiving, man.
Yeah, we don't care. It's fine. We did talk about this in the green room. So they're coming out with a Bluey Xbox, but this is a giveaway Bluey Xbox.
How do you get in on that?
You have to. I can look it up. I think you had to do something on like sweet custom controller. Oh, you got to go to the tweet. That's what it is. It's all about the tweeters. X.
So yeah, X and
yeah. So if you follow, you got to follow, retweet, and then follow Xbox 2 or something, which I did. So I retweeted it. I liked it.
You guys better get on there and try and win this for your boy Dino.
Yeah, let's go. Look at this. Look at it. Yo, little right channel, CEO of Integrity. Oh boy, this guy doesn't know me. He hasn't been to a con. Prices. No.
Not been in the kill room.
Yeah, he hasn't been in the kill room. Go on to the kill room. You won't. No, I'm joking. I'll probably just give it away. I didn't care. So you can you go to Xbox. It ends 12 in a month, kind of 12, 13, 23. I guess you retweet it and like it and follow.
Some happy kid.
Official. I don't know. Some Xbox.
Brian, if you don't got a kid under like 7, you haven't heard of Bluey.
Yeah. It's like
I got a niece and nephew. That's where I got it.
Vlad and Nikki. That's all I hear all the time. So you got a chance to win that. So that's kind of cool. I just throw it on the channel, even though it's not comic book related. They did come out with. I guess I'll go down the rabbit hole of. They came out with a Bluey the video game.
Oh man!
Yeah, I heard it's very short. I would wait for it to. I think they're going to do like a buy one, get one on Black Friday probably or something like that. They usually do that. Buy 2, get 1 free or something. So maybe
buy 1 to play and 1 to 9.8 at Wada.
Let's go. This might be a good long-term play. You never know.
You get it cheap enough. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm sure it'll go on sale for like $19.99 at one time.
I can't imagine it's that many people buy physical games. I guess this is showing me old. You have to have physical games for the Switch, right?
No, you can download them. Off the store, Nintendo eStore.
Well, then maybe. Can't be.
I mean, and all it is, dude. There's no manual. It's like a little SD chip. That's all it is.
I know.
It's like when you go to GameStop, the guy just dumps out the little like manila envelope of all the SDs and just goes through them all. It's like, I think I got one here.
Yeah, I mean, you're paying for the box,
pretty much.
What's up, Chris?
What up, mate? Hey. I didn't think you were going to be here. I was like, I didn't know if you're around or it's cool. It's not your fault.
I mean, honestly, I'm running on fumes, so I'm not sure how long I'm going to make it. So
I got you. I thought you were in travel mode again. So.
No. I'm done for the year. Like, fingers crossed. I shouldn't have to go anywhere else anytime soon.
Dude, what a hoss. One of my boys is at work. He's going to France in about a week. So
oh, nice.
Yeah. For work. So Bluey Xbox, that's kind of cool. Let's put this one last. People got heated on Instagram about me. It was a rumor I heard, right? Jeff Snyder has heard Javier Bardem is current frontrunner to play Galactus. Let's say people were not happy, let's say at least on the old Instagram.
Yeah, definitely not.
Well, but I mean, I assume he'd just be a voice, like
Yeah.
kind of like Thanos, maybe a little inspired by, but more
Yeah,
of
a
a
little,
voice.
a little bit of mocap.
Yeah, I kind of put the old No Country for Old Men because he did such a good show in that, like playing that serial killer villain. Maybe he gets that, I don't know.
Who's the other guy?
Who's the other guy?
I mean, I recognize the Stranger Things kid. Who's the other one?
That's the he's in
the Bear.
The Bear, yeah.
He's a really good actor.
Oh. Okay, bad picture.
Yeah, season 2 kind of came through and really shined a light on that dude.
Gotcha. It was a terrible picture, so I couldn't get my reference on it.
Silver Surfer is going to be a woman now. Interesting. So,
I don't even have enough to comment yes or no on that one. Man,
they're talking about the South Park episode.
I know.
That's great. So with that, another confirmation.
Who's the lady?
I don't know. Who is
that's Kirby, something Kirby. She's been in I think Ghost Protocol and some other stuff.
Okay. All right.
Well, you see our boy Pedro Pascal. It comes to this. He's going to be cast as Reed Richards.
That is the talk.
I think he signed. I heard it was like hours away from him signing it. So, and then I know like everybody said on the Instagram post, it's like how it's just Reed Richards is so tough to come across a screen because right, it's like he's smart, but then the stretchiness is hard to come across as not dorky, I guess. Or
I'm more excited about him than Kylo Ren.
Okay, what about
I mean, because at least he's he can add a little comedy to the role, I think.
Okay.
Which kind of feels like he's not a comedian, but you're a bit of an you're an absurd character.
What about our boy John Krasinski, right? Didn't he play on
he did. I'm not sure he can't. Well, an age thing doesn't make sense. He could do it, but I don't know. Pascal's been hot. He's hit real well on everything else lately. He can do weird.
I mean, there was also talk of Matt Smith at one point.
Yes.
Former Doctor Who, but I don't know. It's a little unnerving that it seems like everybody, like a lot of people passed on it. So.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people were making a connection as why is Disney vetting people through Star Wars? Maybe because it's a more established franchise, I guess. I know a lot of people, they're plucking people from the Star Wars universe to go into Marvel. But, I mean, I understand it's like an intercompany thing, right? You're, kind of know what you're doing when you go to Star Wars at Disney. I guess that's a Disney production, maybe.
I don't know, man. It's an intriguing one, and I could kind of get behind it because at least it makes it sound interesting. I mean, you've seen him in that movie with Nick Cage, man.
Mm-hmm.
At least he's worth watching.
Yeah. And even on The Last of Us, he's really good in The Last of Us too.
Yeah, I mean he has good charisma. He'll pull you in. Who knows if the story will be dog shit? But of all the casting rumors, he's the most interesting one to me.
Our boy, Mr. Invincible himself, Yoon, is top secret MCU role revealed.
Yes.
I didn't get the whole thing.
He's the Sentry.
Yeah. So that rumor was floating around almost, a year ago?
At least.
And I want to say it was confirmed recently by Kirkman actually accidentally spilled the beans. So they were talking about something, and he was like, "Oh yeah, he was like, Yoon's busy with playing the Sentry." And it's like just off the cuff, just ruin that reveal. So
yeah, Mr.
Something hasn't been spoiled that bad since Negan and the death.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Well, you know what's funny? Maybe he's playing Invincible. Obviously, he's playing the Sentry. I mean, I don't know. He's one of the ones who, I guess you say, would break out of the Walking Dead saga and actually became, decent.
He's gonna
Yeah,
have to bulk
he had
up
a
quite a
career.
bit, though. Jeez.
Yeah, but there's plenty of time for that. So
Yeah, no. Anybody can do it, given the Marvel machine.
Yeah, the HGH is
But he's not a very
strong.
big guy, right?
he's got to be no more than like 5 something.
Yeah, I mean, he's not a tall guy.
Let's look at his Wikipedia. It tells you everything you need to know. I guess it would give me some details. 5'9".
Yeah, I mean that's decent. I mean, if he's a real 5'9", not a Hollywood 5'9".
Well, and I don't think so.
Well, he says 100. He's 5'7", 3/8", 148 pounds. I mean,
I don't know. I mean, they don't have to necessarily go for a hulking character if you're just going with somebody with infinite power.
Sunfire would have been a better character for him. Oh well. Reader's just gonna find a child and guide it through the galaxy of odd zombies. We'll see. Yeah. So that's. The thing was so huge up here, I couldn't get it all. So yeah, and they said it in here too that where was that? Right here, Robert Kirkman. It's in here somewhere. Yeah, he called me and said I just came back from costume fitting for a century. I guess I only do superheroes that are yellow and blue, aka Invincible. So,
Invincible is. I read the whole thing and I've just been watching it, and it's not exactly the same, but it does remind me how good that damn story was.
So are they dyeing his hair blonde? Interesting.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Probably not.
What's up? So that was that news, and the thumbnail of the evening. This sale went down on November 17th, which is only 3 days ago. $132,000 for a little Captain America. I don't even know. Would you call it original art? I guess theoretically.
I mean, it's an ad piece, yeah.
Yeah, even though it didn't really, I mean, it's an ad piece. Obviously.
It's original art for an ad. I mean, it's like promo art, and I mean,
we talked about this on my Clay's thing. Is like, where did somebody find this? Because it was an ad piece. You know, what I'm
That's
saying?
exactly what I'm wondering. Like, where did this end up?
well, I mean, all kinds of stuff. I've gotten into like video game stuff, and people have like the box art's real tough to find, but people have promo art from game magazines and all kinds of stuff. Like it's out there. Or cereal box promos, like all this wild stuff ended somewhere. So, honestly, I'm surprised Rob hadn't kept it. I thought he kept a lot of his art.
Yeah, I thought so too. I know Whatnot days he had a bunch of stuff he had like hanging, I think, behind him and stuff.
Or is that? I mean, I know McFarlane kept most of his. I thought Todd kept, or I thought Rob did, but maybe I'm making that up.
Do we think $132,000 is? What do you think? If you say you had unlimited money, you buying it for $132,000? You don't have to mortgage your house or anything, or divorce.
I mean, as a joke piece, if I could just had money to throw away like that, yeah, I'd buy it as a joke piece because I mean it is a iconic piece of like comic book folly. It's
like, just one of those things like the angry girl or the angry girl variant with the ASM. It's like you just throw it on your wall and let people like take pictures with it and talk about it in your booth.
It's iconic. I mean, how many times has it been referenced and memed and everything? It's not a cover, but man, it is a extremely well recognized piece of art. And I bet if it auctioned 2 years ago, it would have got double. I don't think it's a crazy number for as high profile of a piece as it is.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very notable piece of OA. Like, if you've been in comics for more than a minute, you've seen this, you've seen the the finished piece, you've joked about it. I'm trying to think of something else that falls in that same vein of being like one of the quintessential joke pieces of comics. I mean, maybe the original cover to that Alf, was it Alf 38? Or,
yeah, the dolphin.
But this is more popular than that, though.
Yeah, because most people don't even know that one exists. Like, this is one that, if you've been in the hobby, you are very much so aware of this.
Well, and even people that aren't in the hobby have seen the ones of the live action Captain America all done up this way,
Yeah, sure.
I think it's just in the cultural zeitgeist a bit. I actually thought it would go for more. I know it's not It's not a cover, it's not a page, but man, it is just that kind of, everybody knows what it is. And, you know, like him or hate him, everybody knows who Liefeld is, you know? The only thing that'd be better is if there were feet on it.
I mean, so I just, you know, and we'll talk about how iconic it is. Watch this. So I just typed in, you know, Liefeld, Captain America. Look. So
Yeah. It just is everywhere.
That's all I got for news. Nothing. It's still slow moving after the strike. So
Yeah, we're starting to get some stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm really going through a little bit of Gen V withdrawal. I'm gonna be honest. I've been like searching for shows, trying to hit the sweet spot, and I am not. Nothing's filling that void. Invincible's just kind of giving me a little bit of a hit once in a while, but man,
I've been watching How to Become a Mob Boss on Netflix.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. I don't have anything either.
I cleared through Loki, which was good. But man, I don't know.
Hey, you got a month. You got a month till Iron Claw comes out.
Okay,
about the Von Erichs. So, and it's only a movie. It's not a TV show. So.
I know. I tell you what, Gen V was like it was appointment watching. You know, I didn't have to watch it live, but I sure was going to watch it before Friday was over. You know.
Yeah, sure.
So I don't know. I will give some updates. Ozzy did a small local show up in South Bend. He said he did okay. Wasn't killer. Definitely, he had done about twice as much business 2 months ago. So,
okay.
You know, it's a tough show to do before the holidays. I think it's kind of a dead time.
Yeah, there was a show by me, or not by me, like I would call it like 50 minutes away. So it's a committed relationship kind of thing.
Yeah.
I didn't go there, but it didn't look. I don't know. I was like, man, I should go there, but I was like, I heard about this too. Blue Eyed Samurai on Netflix is very good. Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
I've heard good things also. I gotta get around to it.
Yeah,
Is that anime?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'll get the little one on it. We've been taking a little break from the One Piece, so we'll get back, I'm sure, but we're on a little hiatus. And I thought I had something else of amusement, but I don't know if I do.
That's okay. It'll come back to us.
All right. I am seeing some sales on the eBay finally. It's been dead for me, but I did list some more books, so maybe that's the difference.
I need to start listing more books. I had so many books I just need to list.
I got my listings up and I got some more hits, so that was good.
Because my thing too is like we're a month away, right, from taxes and cutting it off and doing all that crazy stuff. And it's like, do I take the chance? I know what's going to happen. I'm going to sell a big boy book on eBay, and it's going to be like the last couple days of the year, and it's going to screw me.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Brian's Comic Garage. Good to know.
Oh, good.
Then I won't watch it with him.
Yeah. He's going to be a man today.
He'll just be a man today. Yeah, I don't know, man. The tax thing, I don't even think we know what the limit will be. Because remember last year it was supposed to be the 600 versus 10,000, and then they changed it last minute. They changed it even, I think, after the New Year's.
Yeah, so it was originally supposed to be if you've had over. It was either if you had over 200 transactions and also exceeded
20K.
20K.
Mm-hmm.
And what's funny is because of the fact that was the official word. I just was like, screw it, whatever. I'm just gonna sell a bunch of stuff on eBay now because I'm already over the limit. And then it ended up not being the case. And I was like, son of a bitch, if I had just not sold as much stuff on eBay because they duped me into thinking that was going to be the case. I was like, so I ended up with a 1099 and had to deal with that last year.
Yeah, I mean, I got hit probably at least 7 years ago the first time because I didn't take into account shipping and taxes or fees, I think. And I thought I was under, and then I realized it wasn't. And then since then, I mean, once you're on it, you're like, I'm just going to deal with it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, QuickBooks is king for keeping track of all of the expenditures when it comes to this hobby.
I do it on a spreadsheet. I'm old school. An Excel spreadsheet with just.
It's just that first time it gets you, you aren't mentally prepared for it, and then after that, it's just a thing.
Yeah.
I gotta update it. I haven't even updated my spreadsheet in a while.
I truthfully don't know who is selling, $590 versus anything, because we aren't selling a couple $1,000s on eBay. I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, it's not worth your time.
You're not doing it right. So, I don't know. You want to get this market report kicked off?
Yeah, do it up, brother.
Got a lot of weird, kind of not weird, but random 9/8 sales. So I figured I'd kind of look at some prices, see how things were doing in the world. If you bought in and high, and how much are you crying?
A lot.
Like I said, a lot of just random stuff. So it's not like big boy books. These are just kind of some of those mid-tier weird things. So we got First Machine Man, which was there talk of him being in Deadpool or something weird? Something to do with Deadpool.
Okay.
Was the rumor. And it was probably 2-3 years ago. Believe it or not, this puppy, one sale was for $2,000. And it was in 9/21.
Damn.
Now, nothing else broke 1,000. There was a lot of stuff in the 700, 1,000 since then. But this is kind of back down to a low of pre-2020 numbers. So, lowest I found, actually, there was a sale last month for $432. I found after this. So this was low, and then that one was lower yet. So I don't know who bought it for $2,000, but I hope they love the character, because that is your ass got kicked. You're seeing 80% losses. Hopefully you bought it at $1,000 at least, and you don't feel too bad. Let's see, where's the next one? I'm just checking in on these just because I saw a newsstand and a regular sale. The regular seems to be holding up a little better than the newsstand, because last we checked in, the newsstand was around 6 and the regular was at 3. So interesting that the newsstand's holding, or the regular has a better price floor than the newsstand. So interesting. Haven't looked at this one in a long time, actually. Dark Knight Returns. High sale of this one was April of 21, $3,000. So we're now down almost 70%.
Yeah, I mean, and this is an auction out of Canada, so I mean
Yeah,
that's not gonna help you. And the person has 59.
I looked at it. I mean, most of the prices are not too far off of that, though. I mean, maybe it's 8, maybe it's 900, but it's definitely down. But it did have a huge hype cycle there for a minute.
Oh yeah.
So I do think this is a book that'll kind of probably still be fine long term, as long as you didn't buy at the real height. It's always going to be kind of popular and iconic. This one is still trending up. Our friend Dazzler.
Oh yeah.
She's pushing towards 3 for the non-error. For a while, the error was 3, and the standard one was 180, 210, 220. So keeps it creeping. For boys on Monday night right now. I haven't seen how he's doing, though. Actually got him on my fantasy team, so hopefully well. Let's see. One more kind of historic one I wanted to look at. 2 more. Here we go. Friend Nova is again, he was $3,000 at his height of June of 21. Now sitting right around 1,000. 2 sales have been under 1,000 this past month. Before that, it had kind of been holding at that 1,000 line. So could just be pre-holiday people being responsible with their money. I would be willing to bet come April and after Christmas, it probably pops back up over $1,000 pretty consistently. Jesus. I have a kid playing soccer upstairs, I think. Got first Shang-Chi, who this one blew my mind looking at it because I didn't remember how high it got. Anybody care to guess what the top of this book was?
12,000.
18.
Jesus.
Yeah. That's harsh.
Yeah, that is painful.
Yeah, that would be a mother if that's what you.
Do we know how many there were on the census?
I didn't even look. There's a decent number. It's not super rare. But that was a 9 of 21. I think those were kind of all of the true kind of like just big kind of spec books that had popped up in 9.8 this week.
129. Jesus.
Yeah, it's not rare. A couple variants. This one kind of fell below 600, but it had been holding real strong at 6. So
I remember when Ben Stein had that book back in Indianapolis.
It's not a crazy drop. Again, I think down time of year, but just a tad under where it's traditionally been. This one, I think it'd been holding a little closer to 14, so not crazy. This was also a buy it now kind of bid, so whatever. I still never understand why the Sega on this one goes for so much versus any other book, but it is what it is. And then we got another Hughes with Harley. This one still holds up real well too. His fans did not go away.
No.
Nope. They are basically,
They like their cheesecake art.
Yeah.
Eat cheesecake, right? Sorta. I think that's what we call it. Crow 1, 9.8 or 9.4. Just kind of looking. High sale on this grade was August of 21, but as recent as June of 23, it went for almost 1,900. So it's down a bit, but this is the lowest sale since pre-2020. And back in 19, you could get this thing for $300-400. So, and then around 2020, it popped, kind of with everything else. So,
well, that was also coincided with the Momoa rank.
Yeah, true. That kind of was a double whammy. I think it was. You kind of had the indie pop because the Turtles had went nuts. And Bone was going nuts, so this was just kind of in that mix of, oh, what else is there? This and Primer.
Yeah.
They all kind of had some spikes.
But, I mean, they were all associated with optioning. So,
yeah.
The Primer movie was, or the, not Primer, the character.
Grendel.
The Grendel, well, Grendel was supposed to happen. Max was supposed to happen. The Crow, I mean, like we saw, images of Momoa in face paint. And then all that shit kind of got walked back post-COVID with the exception of, I mean, the Max, we just recently got news about, but we haven't heard much in the way of a lot of those other things that were like right around COVID.
The Grendel got canceled, I know, at one point. The Crow is
canceled it.
Stuck in Bulgarian post-production or whatever the hell it is. I don't know, looking for a buyer.
Well, I mean, it got canceled and then new people picked it up. I mean, that was actually a quick turnaround time because it managed to get canceled, new cast, new script, and back off to the races in within a year and a half.
Well, when you cancel a property 12 times, you get good at it.
Yeah, sure.
But it was the 30-year cycle on a lot of that stuff. At 25, 30 years where it pops too. So, the Crow, the Turtles, all of that stuff was around 89, 88, 87. So, another kind of, speaking of Grendel, I forgot this one was in there. The 1 of 25 silver ash can edition of the Batman Grendel. This one does not pop up too often. If it's really your cup of tea, that doesn't feel like a terrible price to pay for a 9.4. So
that's not the ultra rare one. The ultra rare is a platinum, right?
I thought this was the ultra rare one.
Okay.
Oh no, one of only. You're right. You're right. This is not. I read it wrong. One of only 25 CC graded 9.4s. You're right. It's platinum. My bad. Then this feels like a lot. All right. A couple vintage books that hit my fancy. This one is that's a wild one. I've only seen it a couple times because the coloring is so vibrant. You got the World War II imagery floating around. You got a lot of stuff on it. It's an obscure publisher, but I mean, just that background of the red and the yellow just pops like crazy. Only 21 on the census, one restored, one qualified. Believe it or not, there's quite a few high grade. There's a 9.6, a 9.8, I think a 9.4, and like an 8.5. But I think they're all pedigrees. You know, you got a Crawley, you got a Mile High, you got a Bethlehem, and one of the other ones. So all the nice ones came out of pedigrees, and then you got a smattering of rather random stuff. What do we got here? No, that wasn't mine, but yes, ASM1 continues to skyrocket, go like crazy. Hakes can have a wild sale once in a while. You get some people on there. I just don't think they advertise as well for comics specifically, but they do have a lot of cross. When they're selling stuff, they're selling all kinds of big money items. So you got a lot of cross bidder stuff going on there. Got a classic Batman cover with them riding the frickin' giant eagle. Nice presenting 3.5 on this puppy. This would be one I would love to have in my collection. Let's see. First Ditko art with a pretty saucy cover. So it always catches my eye every time I see it. And then it's kind of got that bonus first art. I love how they say Spider-Man, Doctor Strange. just in case you didn't know who Steve Ditko was, you know?
Hey.
Just in case. I included another book because I thought the way they listed it was hilarious. We're now calling this label the old label.
As opposed to what?
That's like the middle label versus the old. I always think the old label is the old label, the original.
I mean, that's the most recent one, minus it probably doesn't have the barcode on the back. So
yeah, this was like the 3 years ago old label, 4 years, right? I don't know. It just cracked me up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they copied somebody else's listing and didn't understand the context of what they were talking about.
That could be. I did 111 sales, so maybe. I just thought it funny. This is one that I don't even know who found this listing because nobody's looking for She-Hulk 25 cover. I know what it is. It's a Spanish magazine, or it was in newspapers. Mm-hmm. It's like newspaper inserts, and they do have a lot of cool covers in there. They're oversized, magazine size, and very thin newsprint. I just was surprised so many people found this listing. $250 is a pretty solid sale, mind you. To get this bad boy graded,
there's 3 on the census now, not 2. So
you're probably in
9.2, 9.4, 9.6. So all high grades. No
magazines. I haven't looked in a long time. Do they have a standard tier or a modern tier?
Yeah, there's a split straight down the middle. So there's everything pre-75 and then everything post-75.
Is it close to modern comic prices or is it higher?
I want to say it's higher.
I was thinking it was a little more. I don't know.
So it's $25.
Oh,
for
okay.
moderns.
That's not bad. I was thinking you were in more than that to get that graded.
Yeah, and then just so people can see them all in a second here. Comics. So
Okay.
Oh, it's spot on actually.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then that's not that bad. I was thinking. I think I've never graded magazines that were modern. I always grade vintage ones. So I was thinking it was like $60 in, and then you pay fees, and I was like, man, that wasn't that good.
Interesting. I'm just looking at. That's not bad. I mean, 10 days, 30 days. Let's look at
Oh,
a
dude, compared to where they were.
Yeah.
Well, so funny story about that is that they were good until they ran out of the magazine size holders. And then that coincided with them also moving like their encapsulation area from one part of the building to another.
Oh,
I legitimately had an order of 4 magazines. 3 out of 4 of them came back to me. They're still waiting to get in the holders or actually get resituated so they can start back encapsulating magazines again. So half or 3/4 of the order came back within a month, and then I'm still waiting on one last book to show up.
wow. You were the lucky guy right at that point.
Yeah, I'm so annoyed. And I finally got them to tell me they didn't want to tell me the grades on the phone. I was just like, look, just tell me the grades, guys. Like you're holding my book hostage. Like dude in support had to escalate to his manager. I was just like, and they still were just like, understand that this is like, it's still subject to change if something happens. I'm like, i.e., if you drop my book. So if you drop my book between now and making it in that holder, the grade's going to drop. So I can't be mad if that happens.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah, I guess. They're real big on not telling you the grade till it leaves. But I'm like,
speaking of magazines,
encapsulated, who cares?
Speaking of magazines that went on fire, show a little love for people. I bought one of these WrestleMania 3 magazines like way back in the day for like $20.
Oh wow!
I mean, there's just listed prices, but I mean, $150. I mean, mine's in pretty beat condition, but $89. I mean, so
yeah, it's a classic image if you're gonna get one.
Yeah. So, and you can get them graded now. So
that is a classic. Saw this was a kind of cool combo. This Sonic insert 9.8 plus the original book. So kind of cool. It seems like a solid deal, honestly. Though I think the insert is easy to get in high grade for some reason because it is newsprint. I think it presses real well. I've seen 9.9s.
Yeah.
So another classic Golden Age book popped up.
I mean, for $1,000, that seems cheap to me, but
it doesn't feel like a bad deal. If you're going to buy a Superman cover that's not $10K or more, that's a nice
Americana on it, everything.
So. Yeah, that's a nice one for I don't want to call it a budget collector, but an average collector. If you wanted to save up and get a nice, iconic image, that's one you could get.
It's almost up there with the one with the with the American Eagle with the flag and everything too.
Yeah. So it's a nice buy-in price if you're not Doc Joe. Hopefully he's watching.
Yeah, right.
Super Mario. I know it's CBCS, blah blah blah, but they continue to sell well, even though the video game market, rated video games, is a fucking shit show lately, and I would be scared. Well, honestly, the damage is done, but man, there were some price changes there. Tales of Suspense just a cover. Soon to be married to some other innards, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, because somebody buy it to display, but it's probably worth so much more just to add it to a coverless book.
Okay, so I have a cover, right? I have that Mr. Mystery 13.
Yeah, well, you're playing with a much more obscure book.
So do I just send it in to get graded? I know it's just going to get cover, or do I just sit on it forever?
I mean, do you plan on moving it?
I don't know.
I think you're going to spend too much to grade it, and you'll be out the money.
You think so? It's like, when are you going to find a coverless Mr. Mystery 13, really? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
either you're going to find it or you're going to post it and find somebody looking for one.
Yeah, I guess.
But I think at that point, unless it is a perfect specimen and just fell off, you're going to spend, it's a Golden Age book. You're going to spend
$100, right?
Yeah, $100 to get it graded, let's call it. Even on the best day, 80.
And that book alone, like a 2.5 sold for under $1,200. So it's not like it commands a.
No, I think I would just, if you're going to list it raw and see what happens. And again, because whoever buys it is going to have to crack it and probably put it on their book and then regrade it.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a different beast just because there's so many copies out there. You know,
Those Mr. Mysteries have I wouldn't say fallen off, but they've kind of fallen off a little bit. Not 12, but like 13 and the ant one where he's like, getting swamped by ants. Because you can get like I saw it. You can get a 4.0 for $2,100 of the classic ant cover.
I think the pre-code kind of horror related stuff and crime. The big books are running the average stuff is kind of doing the same stuff that the mainstream superhero things are doing. It's kind of just falling back a little bit. There's not as much fever in the market, so that stuff falls. And the truly, top of the crop stuff, it's going to keep churning because there's just so many more people wanting copies of Black Cat 50 and Crime and Suspense 22 and those kind of things,
True.
So,
well, hell, you see our boy Rick, he posts those Crime and Suspense 22s, and they're just nuclear kind of. I mean, at low levels.
Yeah, I mean, I sold mine a little early, but I'm not sad at the price I got, and I'm still good with it,
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, you can come back. You know what I'm saying? You can come back with it. I mean, you're just gonna pay a little bit more. It's not like
also, some of those books are truly just tracking inflation.
Yeah,
I mean, you got everything else went up 20%, houses and cars and all that shit. So, really, if you add it to there, I don't feel too bad about most of them. I'm still spending cash from the Chamber of Chills cash sale. So,
I've been looking for obscure. I've been looking for obscure books too, like Sergeant Fury. Not obscure, but like Sergeant Fury 1. That book's never going to do anything. Like, they're not going to bring that to fucking.
No, you've missed that one. Is done. Yeah. This is just a cool one. The cool image. Don't see it very often. Yeah, I don't know. Just one I like. And then this one, I feel like I don't know. I should. That's not the one I meant. This one's just weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. A goblin, a gremlin, a troll. It just hit me as weird.
Can we go back to 8? Can you click on the other one?
Yeah.
I just love the. You can tell this guy's a antique person because he just his listing's terrible.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's just not good.
Anytime they do 10-cent comic, So, yeah, no publisher, none of that stuff. He did have the year though.
Yeah, let's look at. I want to look at it and see what else he has.
Yeah, you do love doing that.
I love it. I love deep dives. People love this stuff. I hope so. Is this 11 or 8?
8.
Yeah. I mean,
Sometimes you find one seller like that, and they have a few things. That's where you can get some deals.
Yeah, let's see what we can do here.
So maybe he sells comics, but he doesn't sell old comics.
Honestly, the way he listed that, I'm thinking he sells pulps.
Oh.
So he has how many? 41. Okay, so I'm not gonna lose my mind. All bids, it looks like.
Got some Legos, a lot of Legos.
Chainsaw, that's kind of cool.
So he's just a general seller.
Yeah, interesting. A lot of chainsaws, man. I need to buy.
It's a little worrisome.
Transformers collector's case.
So he's probably an auction buyer or something, or a
bow. Let's see what he sold. The car.
We probably shouldn't talk shit about him if he has that many chainsaws.
Yeah, right. No, I don't do that to people. Really, I just want to see. It's just interesting me to see what he actually sold. Okay, so okay, crime books, war adventures, unseen, Superman stuff.
Nothing. Most of them aren't crazy books, but he must have come across a nice pile of Golden Age stuff.
A lot of toys, Mr. Carter. We are going to do a show tomorrow. I hope if he's around. I've been missing. He's been missing. We just, we're going to do one finally. I missed him. So.
Good. All right. I think that was my last market book.
I don't have anything. I know you don't have anything for pickups, right? I don't have anything. Since you're back home, do you have anything?
I've got all the stuff from Japan, and
Let's go.
I'll
Yeah,
try
let's
to
see this stuff.
I'll try to move it fast.
Yeah.
All right, so first things first, some comic pickups.
All the way across the world.
Well, so these are actually not Japan pickups.
Wow.
So I was in Dallas this past week, so grabbed a
Elf
hold on,
Quest.
let me turn the blur off because that's annoying. Video, virtual background, off. All right, so yeah, so grabbed the Elf Quest for reasonable money. So shout out to Titan Comics down in Dallas.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So grab this from them. One of my local LCSs had a couple books that were worth grabbing, so we got our first Phantomax.
All right, never turn that one away.
Yeah. First Aranya, which good timing on that one. So it had been, I think that book had been sitting there for a while. A little Thanos Quest action.
Oh, that one always sells.
And first Silver Age Psycho Pirate.
Yeah.
So those for the raw book pickups. Also from Titan.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Hellboy action.
Was it Yi that recommended Titan?
Yes, he did. So, and I'm glad he did. There was decent stuff in there. I wasn't prepared to really bring a bunch of books back, but definitely good stuff. All right, so now getting into the Japan stuff that makes sense for this show.
I am looking forward to it.
So we've got anime sales from stuff that I'm still trying to figure out what it's from. So, here's one.
Huh.
Comes with the actual sketch that goes along with it.
Oh yeah, when you can get both parts, that's good stuff.
Yeah. So still need to figure out where that's from.
If you get the background too, then you're living large.
Yeah. So this guy, again, got to figure out where it's from. But for the reasonable prices that they were asking, I'm like, I'll take them because that last one was 15. The big one was what was it? 8,000 yen. This one was 1,500 yen. So we're talking like 1,500. That's like what? Less than $20.
All right, yeah, that's like if we could go back to our childhood and see all the animation cells they were selling for $15-20.
Yeah. So another 2,000 yen. Got to figure out where it's from. So this one is actually pretty cool because it's from a anime that came out in 2018 called I think it's pronounced Mirai or Mira or Mirai. Yeah. So this went head to head. It was nominated for the Oscar for Best Animated Feature that year. Unfortunately, it went toe to toe with Into the Spider-Verse. So it just got
it picked a bad year
to come out. Otherwise, this definitely would have won it. Like it was. I went back and watched it. It's really, really good. So we have from Battleship. Actually, let me get the full title proper right. Space Battleship Yamamoto, the enemy ship.
Oh wow, yeah.
So that one was, even though it's a small one, that was like a 6,000 yen one.
Dude, that stuff's so cheap.
Yeah. Well, so they had some heavy hitters, but they were all up for auction. Like we're talking like sales from Akira, like shit like that, like Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball, like all the heavy hitters were on their were up for auction on their website. These are the things that you could just walk into one of their locations and buy straight up. Also, so the name of the store here, I'll drop a link in the chat. That it can be referenced, but the name of the store is like Mandrake, something like that. They are like the geekdom store of Japan, like everything that you can imagine, toys. Like their headquarters shop is so big that they have basically taken over. Like it was like in kind of like a swap meet situation, but they had taken over so many sections of it that they had a corporate office in there. So like we were walking through and there were people on like video conferences. There was a break room area. Each floor had multiple sections in it, where it's like this floor had the section dedicated to just Studio Ghibli. This was the Gundam section. This was the Kamen Rider section, the Super Sentai section, the American toy section, the the Sailor Moon and other stuff from that realm section. Like, I mean, the store was monstrous. The one in Tokyo in Shinjuku, or no, that one was in where was it at? Electric City, Akihabara. So that was in Akihabara and was multiple floors. The Kyoto store was super cool. Like every city that we went to that had one, I definitely stopped in. I mean, we're talking Astro Boy toys from the 60s, Gundam figures from the original Gundam release figures. I mean, you name it, it was there.
Oh, there you go. Blue Green says, Chris, the first one he showed us from Puss in Boots travels around the world in 80 days from 76.
Look at Tony Fix.
Nice.
Look at that. Blue Green, my man.
I will definitely be hitting you up for more, again, stuff that I'm struggling to recognize because it's way before my time.
Well, I was just going to say, from Japan, it is tough because I was buying comics there, and they have, like, I think it's Yahoo Auctions is theirs, if I'm not mistaken. And then you have to use a third-party person to bid, which charges you a fee, and then you have to ship. I mean, just to get books from there to here was $80. I can't imagine animation cells being less. So, I mean, just picking them up for that price and throw them in your suitcase.
Yeah, was it easy to throw in a suitcase and stuff? Did you bring like?
Yeah, no, it really was. Like these were all packed in my suitcase. So,
did you just use like a BCW like comic box?
No, actually, like these.
Some of it's bigger, right?
Yeah, I mean, all of these are huge. So, or they're bigger than a BCW box. So I just had them. There were just so many of them that I just packaged them really well and just kept them absolutely flat inside my bag. This one I'm going to try and take out the bag because it is multi-pieced. So this one is from what is it? It is from Ginga Hyro Ryu Vipam. So this one does have the background. It's multi-panel.
Oh, yeah. All the layers.
Yeah, so it's all the layers.
Yeah, that's the good stuff, man.
What did it set you back, man?
This one was only 5,000 yen.
Jeez.
So it's got all the panels pieces to it, like on the back of it, all the sketches of like legitimately like, you know, where it goes in the animation cycle and all that good stuff is what came with it. And again, this was still like the low-hanging fruit. I mean, they let me quickly glance at some of the stuff they had in there, but they had like, you know, pages from, again, like, or not pages, but like pieces from Akira, Dragon Ball, like all the stuff from my childhood that I grew up watching was there. Perfect Blue, they had pieces of. They had Ghost in the Shell. I mean, all the major players that, you know, brought the genre to the States, they had pieces from.
And it's 150 yen per dollar, so that's like $33 right there.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus.
But no, the major heavy hitter though that I got from that shop. So for all my Star Wars, and again, I'm not a big Star Wars person, but I knew enough about this to be like, I need to grab it. So for anyone who knows,
that's Virtual Fighter from the second one you showed.
Okay, awesome. So Virtual Fighter, the Sega game.
Yeah.
So we have a Takakura Star Wars action figure, the Vader. It's not the super special one because that's the one with the white background, I believe, but this is still super rare. I think all the ones that are on eBay right now are basically from people. So one of them is actually this one. Somebody, I think, took pictures of it in the store, posted it, and was hoping that somebody would bite, and then they would go to the store and buy it. Because they were asking, like, I think on for that one, they were asking, I think, $400 or $500 over what they were selling it in the store for. So basically, somebody was like, if I get somebody to bite, I'm going to go in the store and just buy it and sell it. Because even after I bought it, the listing was still up. And I'm like, I can tell it's the one I bought because of the position of the little standing board is in between his legs instead of under his feet. And there's a little bit of a crunch on the bubble. But yeah, this is the crown jewel of the pickups from Japan as far as geekdom stuff is concerned. And I've got a bunch of other stuff like
Carter would be thrilled.
Yeah, Carter watched. So what people don't know is Carter texts me and we talk about the show on Monday. So he still watches the shows, you know. So I'm sure he'll have good input tomorrow.
So, I mean, that one, I mean, again, I'm not a big Star Wars guy. That one was definitely picked up as a flip. So we'll see where it ends up. But if you are near me in Razzies and things like that, you may have an opportunity to get that for, a $20 buy-in. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, nope, sorry.
Well, if you list it on eBay, somebody's going to accuse you of stealing their pictures.
Yeah, true. I'm like, well, I can date time verify. So last thing, so I want to mention those 3 magazine books that came back. So let me just go ahead and show those off real fast.
Oh yeah, let's talk about them since you got them.
So we have.
I want to know which one's the one that which broke the presses.
So it's the most valuable one, and you'll be able to figure it out based off of what you see here. So we have 7.5 White Pages, New Mutants, first appearance, Marvel graphic novel. 4. We have just because I've been sitting on it for years now. It's like I don't know when I'm getting another magazine submission off. Another Batwing, just get rid of it. And then this is
that's a lowly 9.8. Who the hell wants those?
Yeah. And here's the last of the books from that list, so you can guess which one was the one that they held on to. So 9-2 of Deadline 2's second appearance of and I wish they would notate on here. That's the second appearance of Tank Girl. But yeah, so we got second appearance of Tank Girl.
Is that what you were thinking when you submitted it?
Honestly, no. I mean, I knew it was clean, but I was like, who knows? Magazines are weird.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's got a black cover and number 1's worse because it's got a white back and a black cover.
Yeah. So I know the grade on the because they ultimately did eventually give me the grade after I harassed them enough. But this is like the second highest graded copy of the number 2 out there. I think there's like a 9.4 maybe, or maybe a 9.6. But these things were well loved. But the I'll just wait and reveal.
Oh, you're not even gonna tell me?
I'm gonna. I'll tell you. 8.0 on the one.
Solid.
Yeah, that's a
solid
decent
grade.
one, especially for a book that I think there's a grand total of like maybe 24 copies on the census.
Well, they couldn't grade it forever because it didn't fit in the old slab.
Yeah, so they got these huge, like the extra large magazine slabs.
It didn't fit originally, and they did something and it fit, but they've only been grading them for a while.
Yeah, and I mean, also, they're still a hard book to come across. You got to. They're only coming out of the UK, so all the ones that are on eBay for the most part are out of the UK, or somebody who went to the UK and brought one back.
And most of them still look like shit.
I mean, they were well loved. I mean, these were things that were in a possession of like your punk counterculture
magazine kind of thing.
Yeah, your punk counterculture kids were the ones who were, pulling these, so they weren't taking care of them. They roll them up, throw them in their back pocket.
Yeah, these are not like Marvel comics.
Yeah. But yeah, so that is, the last almost 3 weeks worth of pickups at this point. So
Tony is just freaking helping you out.
This guy's the man.
Doing some Google Lens, but he's on it.
Nice.
Yeah, I did a couple of them Google Lens. I hadn't gotten around to sitting down and figuring out the rest of them. But no, I definitely appreciate that because it's going to make it a lot easier when it's time to list these if the time ever comes that I decide to let go of them. So
Yeah, you got to write shit down.
But I appreciate it.
Nice.
Cool. So comic shop talk again on Fridays. Tuesdays is me and Carter. We're gonna finally get back to it.
Comic shop talk's the most consistent of all of us these days.
You know what? And he gets great comments, and his production value is great. So if you're not checking out what he's doing, and you're a store owner, or you're thinking about being a store owner, or something of that nature with a brick and mortar, check it out. So, and I think he got like a month left, and he's gonna retire. I think.
What?
So not from his real job, and then he's gonna do comic booking.
I was like, damn, no, he's not.
No, comic booking forever. So.
No, he's the man.
Yeah. So shout out to Emmett, my man. So.
Yeah, he's the man.
So, all right. That's all we got. I didn't know we were gonna do this show because I thought maybe we'd do it on Friday after Thanksgiving, but I know we got family stuff. I wish everybody happy Thanksgiving, all that good stuff. Make sure everybody eats good. Good times. And then me and Z have to talk about maybe after Christmas when we throw down the next Flipside con. We're shooting for April, maybe we'll see. So.
I get my wife's travel schedule.
Yes.
All right, man.
All right, guys. We appreciate it. Look at it. My man. He's always listening. Thank you, gents. So obviously, good stuff. We'll catch everybody later, and we're gonna be out. So deuces.